I'm Jared Carpenter, and this is More Than Blockchain. On this episode, we're just going to talk about the two things that you will need as we go into this crypto and Bitcoin bull run. Number one, you will need a PFP. This is not a picture for proof. This has nothing to do with NFTs. You will need a plan for profits. Many people watching this have been DCAing or dollar cost averaging into the market to gain exposure at different price points. This is really the best way to invest in something that you're interested to gain exposure to, you're interested to put your money into, because it's going to allow you to basically get the average of all the prices, which is going to be better than trying to time the top or trying to time the bottom. As we say in the market, it's better to have time in the market than timing the market. So as many people have been DCAing or dollar cost averaging over the last 24 to 36 months, whether that's into Ethereum or Solana, or in many people's cases who are watching this Bitcoin, that has been great because even though Bitcoin's price is $52,000 right now, your average buy price may be in the 30s, the 40s, maybe even the 20s, if not below, depending upon how long you've been buying and how long you've been dollar cost averaging. And for your PFP or your plan for profits, this is just basically the idea that as Bitcoin grows, we're going to use Bitcoin as an example. Let's say over the last 3 years, I've been putting $100 into Bitcoin every week. That is great. It probably means that even though Bitcoin is at 52,000 today, maybe my average buy is at 40,000. Okay. So because my average buy is at 40,000, let's live in the world where Bitcoin gets to 100,000. That would be a great thing. Now, is that the place where I want to sell? Is that the place where I maybe want to take some profits and sell 5% of my Bitcoin just to take some cash, as this is my plan for profits? I'm not sure. Everyone is going to have a different sell number or number at which they're like, okay, maybe I should sell a little bit based on their DCA or based on their average buy amount. And all I would like to say in this episode is I think everyone needs to have their plan for profits. Just like you had your DCA plan to put in money at, let's say in the hypothetical, $100 a month into Bitcoin, you should, after a certain price, let's say after Bitcoin hits 120, I'm going to start to take out 5% of my Bitcoin per month at anything over 120,000, just as it moves forward, just so I know that I'm taking profit. You can have your plan for profits. Some people will wait till, let's say, Bitcoin gets to 200,000, then they're going to sell all their Bitcoin. Other people will take Bitcoin out slowly, just as they've been putting fiat into Bitcoin slowly. So whatever your plan is, I think it's a really good idea to say, hey, you know what? If Bitcoin is to get to this number, hypothetically, get to this number, what would I do? Because even having played that plan out now while Bitcoin's at 52,000 is going to make you way more prepared to be able to make a logical and planned decision as opposed to an emotional one. Wow, okay, Bitcoin's at 200,000. I am definitely in the black. I'm definitely in profit. Should I take it now? Well, I think it could go up another 100,000, so I'm going to hold. Many people who try to do that end up holding the bag at the end of the day and then seeing all their profits subside as the price will go back down. So once again, just as we had our accumulation plan, which was basically to DCA into Bitcoin over the last 36 months, over the next 24 months, as we see price appreciation, if you are going to take profits or you think you want to take profits this cycle, it's a great thing to have that plan in place so you're able to make a logical and not an emotional decision, because when the numbers start to get bigger and you start to be in more profit, sometimes we lose sight of our plans. So that's number one. Number two of the things that you will need for this upcoming crypto and Bitcoin bull run is just an understanding of the historical scams that have happened. And I've actually already created a video about this, and the link will be up here, and I'm also going to leave the link in the description. It is a 4-minute video where I share with you 10 red flags for crypto scams. The idea here is that within 4 minutes, you're going to be able to understand some of the red flags that I know I've seen because they've affected me personally and I've lost thousands of dollars, or they've affected other people personally who have also lost thousands, if not millions or billions. There is a breadth of scams that I talk about in this video, but I think it's a really, really important thing to understand what has happened in the past when it comes to scams, so that way you can avoid them as we move forward. Because undoubtedly, as more money and more liquidity and more attention comes back to crypto over the next 12, 18 to 24 months, maybe even into 2026, depending how long the bull market goes, you can bet your bottom dollar the scammers will come back. Just like the pickpockets go to Rio and Carnival and the pickpockets go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, the scammers will come into crypto as they see it as an opportunity to make some quick money and get out. So I think it's really important that you understand the red flags. Once again, I will leave the link up here and I will leave the link down in the description. go ahead and check out that video because I think it's really important to understand what potential scams may look like or what the red flags are. So that way, if you see them, do not walk, run. So there you go. Those are the two things. You need a PFP or a plan for profit, and you also need to understand what has happened in the past when it comes to scams. So hopefully you can avoid them as we move into the future. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and share it with a family member, a friend, or colleague. If you have a friend who's been investing in crypto or Bitcoin over the last 12 to 24 months, please go ahead and share this episode with them. I think it's a very important episode. It's a simple episode, but it's an important episode because these are two things that I think people often forget as we go into a crypto and Bitcoin bull run. No matter where you're listening, please go ahead and subscribe. If this is on a podcast platform like Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, go ahead and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe. As always, follow us on social media at More Than Blockchain. Thank you once again for tuning in to this episode of More Than Blockchain, and I'll see you next time.